I have with me Anthony Scharomucci. He is a financier, political consultant, and former White House Director of Communication. And I want to talk to him about different things. Anthony, thanks so much for coming on. I appreciate it.
Well, I mean, Jesse, you remember how we met, right?
No, remind me.
You were coming at me on Twitter, so I sent you a direct message and said, "Invite me on the show."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were firing missiles at me.
I call you Beta, huh?
I can't remember what you called me. That's all right. I never take any of this stuff that seriously, but
Good.
and I looked into you and your life. I said, all right, this guy has got some soulful mojo, and I invited myself on your show, and you accepted my invitation. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you for coming on. So I need to know more about you. I don't know you that well. Are you a Christian?
Oh yeah, well I'm Roman Catholic. I got raised Roman Catholic, and so I still, if you're asking me, if I still a Christian or have I been secularized? No, I'm still a Christian.
So do you believe there's good and evil?
Yes.
Okay. You took at one time you worked for the president as his White House Director of Communication for about 7 days or so. Why did you take that job?
All right. Well, Jess, it was 11 days. Don't ship me out of the last days. I mean, those are like meaningful to me,
I'm telling you. Yeah, 11 days. Sorry.
Why did I take that job? I think it's interesting for your listeners to hear why I took that job. This is a cautionary tale on ego. I think when you get your ego involved in things, you start to have misjudgment. Because remember, ego comes from self-centeredness and centrism, so egocentrism. And so, I grew up in a blue-collar family. I built two very successful or reasonably successful businesses. And I had worked for the president as a political fundraiser and as a media advocate on his behalf in 2016. So when he took the job, he's an unorthodox guy, as we both know.
Yeah.
He offered me that job. But one of the principal reasons why I got the job, it was July of 2017. There was a tremendous amount of leaking going on in the White House. And in fairness to the president, that wasn't fair to him. He's trying to get the administration on good foundation, a good, grounding, if you will. And so he brought me in and asked me to help him remove some people that were leaking on him. Of course, I made a very famous mistake. I trusted somebody that I grew up with, and I said something off color, which was regrettable. And again, it was a fireable mistake. And so I got fired by General Kelly 11 days after I started. Having said that, I never blamed anybody for it other than myself.
Right.
You asked me why I took the job. That was born from egocentrism. That was born from, had I had thought about it more rationally and less emotionally, I probably wouldn't have taken that job. It wasn't suited for my skill set, but the intoxication and the seduction of working in the White House made me override those rational thoughts.
So at the time that you took the job, you didn't support what the president was about. You didn't believe in conservatism and what the president was about.
No. That's not. You're asking me about why did I take that job?
And so,
I don't think I was well suited to be the communications director. You see
right, but did you believe in and support what the president was about?
I'm a lifelong conservative. And by and large, I was supporting what the president was about, but there's a lot of things about him that are not Christian, and there's a lot of things about him that are not conservative. And I think as you look at the scales of that now, his personality and what he is doing is a subversion of a lot of those things. So no, I no longer support him, but I'm still a conservative, and I'm still a conservative Republican.
But at the time, you believed in what the president was about and what he was promoting, right?
I did. Yes, I did.
Let me ask, I know you're a male, but are you a man?
I don't know how you're defining that, my man. I don't know how you define it.
And how do you define man? What is a man?
How do I define a man?
Yes.
Well, I mean, listen, if you're saying to me, do I believe in the whole concept of androgyny and the spectrum? Of
I'm just asking you, Anthony. What is a man?
I probably haven't thought about it as much as you have, but
why not?
To me, there's a lot of different components to being a man. I think the stuff I take the most pride in is being a dad and being a provider to my family, and also having a backbone and being somebody that people can rely on. You know.
So a man is someone that provide, being someone that people can rely on. Am I right?
Yeah.
Should you be able to trust a man? Is a man trustworthy?
Well, I don't think it's just men. I think women should be.
But I'm asking about a man. Is a man trustworthy?
Sure. Where are you going, my brother?
I'm getting there. Just ride with me. I'm getting to know you, and so I'm asking because I don't want to assume anything. Is a man trustworthy?
It should be, yes. Absolutely.
Would a man ever turn on a friend? Let's say that you work for me, you and I agreed, but something went wrong. We just agreed on something, and you left. Would you ever turn on me?
Well, I believe in reciprocity. You know, I don't believe in asymmetrical relationships. I believe that relationships have to be symmetrical. So would I turn on you? No. But if you turned on me, okay, you would definitely lose my support. You would definitely, there's no asymmetry to loyalty. There's no asymmetry to friendship. It needs to be symmetrical.
Are you a man that can be trusted?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And so now you're supporting the Democratic Party by supporting Joe Biden. Joe Biden is a far left liberal radical. He doesn't know if it's night or day, it appears.
Right.
And he's supporting abortion. He support abortion. He support homosexuality, same-sex marriage, and all that. Let me just finish. And you are now supporting that by supporting Joe Biden. Are you? And it appears that you have turned on President Trump. You turned on the Great White Hope, right? And you turned on conservatism. Could you be trusted now?
Well, certainly I could be trusted, yeah, because I didn't turn on anything, actually. What I'm more concerned about is the country and the institutions of our democracy, and I'm more concerned about the 244-year experiment that is America and the threat that President Trump represents to that democracy. And so that supersedes political philosophy. That's more of a systemic issue. But Trump turned on me first. I didn't turn on him.
And that's why you turned on him, because you believe he turned on you?
No. You're not allowed to attack my family members from the presidential Twitter feed. So what happened was Mr. Trump went after the squad, 3 African-American women and one Hispanic woman.
Those women are evil.
But they have a right to be in the country. They're born in the country. The
president has a right to say what he wants to say about them. And if those women,
listen,
he didn't turn on them by being honest about them.
No. You see, now we're getting, it's your show. So if you want to talk over me, you can. But if you want to hear my point of view, I'll share it with you. It's up to you.
I want to know, as a man who is a Catholic and married with children, can you be trusted now that you have gotten on board with Joe Biden and the Democrats? Can you be trusted?
Absolutely. Can the president be trusted? He's told 22,000 lies since he got the office. Can the president be trusted? He's taking mail sorting machines out of the U.S. Post Office to try to contrive the election. Can the president be trusted?
How many lies have you told since turning on the president?
How many lies have I told?
Yes.
I'm not telling any lies, bro.
How many lies have Joe Biden told?
Look at my face, my man. I'm 56 years old. I don't need to tell any lies.
How many lies have Joe Biden told since running for president?
Well, less than Trump.
How many has he told?
I have no idea. He's a politician.
So why is it that you know how many the Great White Hope have told, but you don't know how many Joe Biden have told?
He's not the Great White Hope, I mean. He's a very dangerous guy.
No, but I'm asking you, you know how many, quote unquote, how many the president have told.
It's not the Great White Hope. You don't go after the institutions of the country. He swore an oath. You want to talk about a disavowal?
I know, but you didn't answer my question. Why is it that you don't know how many lies Joe Biden have told, but you know how many lies the Great White Hope have told? Why don't you know how many lies Joe Biden told?
Well, I'm probably paying closer attention to President Trump.
But you should pay closer attention to Joe Biden since you're supporting him now. What I've noticed is that people such as yourself, they pretend to be conservative Republicans, and when things don't go their way, they jump ship, they become rhinos, and they support the Democrats. We need a government that works for the people and not against them. And I can understand that maybe you disagree.
We got to get rid of President Trump.
I can understand that maybe you disagree with the president, but I don't understand what type of person would go out and support. Hold on a minute. I don't understand what type of person would go. Hold on 1 minute. Hold on, Anthony. I can't trust a man that would. I understand you disagree with the president. You got fired, you disagreed. But you went from pretending to be a Republican to so totally supporting a far-left liberal radical party like the Democratic Party. It says a lot about your character, and I don't know how you hold your head up knowing that we can see both sides of you now. How do you live with yourself like that?
I live with myself just fine. How do you live with yourself supporting that guy, man? That's a dangerous guy. He's destroyed your economy.
But you pretended to support him at one time. Were you pretending?
No. My support, as your support should be as a citizen and a voter, should be conditional upon performance. He doesn't have unconditional support from me. He's not my family member. He's not my wife. He's not my brother. He was hired to do a job, keep America safe, make America richer, spread out the wealth in America, strengthen our alliances around the world. He's made America weaker. He's made America sicker. He's made America poorer. He's classically.
But you're you're not just going after the president. You're trying to help support destroying the whole country.
He bullies his private citizens from the presidential Twitter feed.
Anthony, because of time, those are talking points. Because of time, those are talking points. I want to ask you.
Those are not talking points.
Those are talking points. Joe Biden blamed the president for all the terrorist attack upon America by the far left liberal radical.
1,000% his fault.
Let me.
1,000% the president's fault.
Hold on. Hey, Anthony.
Managerial skills.
I haven't asked a question yet.
Destroyed the economy.
Anthony, I haven't asked a question.
No, but it's the president's fault.
Far left liberal radical Black Lives Matter is a radical organization that was founded by fat black radical lesbians and Antifa radical white people. Joe Biden and the Democrats are allowing these things to happen in the city. They're doing nothing to stop the violence. And they blame it on President Trump. Do you agree with that?
I do disagree with that, yes.
You disagree with Joe Biden?
No, I disagree with what you're saying.
What am I saying that you disagree with?
Well, the Black Lives Matter movement is not as radicalized as you're professing. Joe Biden is not as radicalized as you're professing. And the racial tension in the country has been exacerbated by President Trump, not made better. And the fact that he mishandled the economy, blew up the economy. And during the Obama administration, you had 4.7% unemployment when Obama left, and you've got 10.2% unemployment. And you talk about conservatism.
You're not an honest man. That's why I call you a beta. I call you a beta male because you're right on now, and I'm disappointed.
All right. Well, let me tell you. So I appreciate you bringing me on. And what happens in our society today is because we're not going to stipulate what the facts are. We're going to argue about the facts. So therefore, you can't even have a fair and honest debate.
But you're blaming the far left liberal radical.
I'll tell you why I respect you, though, because you were coming after me on Twitter, which is your right to do. I'm a public figure. And I messaged you to ask you to have me on your show, and you accepted that. So I respect you for that.
So let me ask, if black people were to get married, fathers and mothers set a good examples for their children, would black people be better off or worse off?
I don't know the individual. If you're saying, is it better for children to be in nuclear families versus not nuclear families? In some cases, I believe that that's the case. In some other cases, if a woman is married to somebody violent.
No, but I'm going to ask you a simple question. If black people got married and fathers and mothers set a good example for their children, raised them, be a good example, taught them to work, be responsible, to treat all people the way they would like to be treated, would black people be better off today or worse off?
Yeah. Again, I think you're making an overly generalized statement.
No, I just would like a yes or no to the question.
An generalized answer would be yes.
So why aren't you people pushing that rather than all of this fake ideal about racism, police brutality, slaverism, and all that? Why aren't you pushing, hey, you black people, you need to go back to family? Because when I grew up on a plantation, as you know, I guess, I grew up under the Jim Crow laws. And I was born on a plantation. We worked the plantation. I remember for blacks only signs and all that. But because black people got married, they were taught, they worked hard, they bought land, they treated all people the way they would like to be treated. They didn't blame other people. They didn't blame the white folks and all that. Black people were doing very well. It didn't change until the fake civil rights movement started, which should have never happened. That's when blacks gave their lives over to the so-called black leader and the government. And it's just been downhill since then. Why aren't you people promoting family rather than all this other false excuses?
Don't overgeneralize, Jesse. You can't say you people because it's not me.
I don't hear you promoting family for the black people.
Well, it's not just for the black people. I promote family for all people.
But I don't ever hear you promoting for the black. You're blaming President Trump for something he has nothing. Black people have been tripping for 70 years now. One last quick question. The Democratic Party voted in the last election to get rid of God as a platform, as a part of their platform with the Democratic Party. They voted that at their convention. Do you support that?
I don't support that, and what you said is not true.
It is true.
They said the Pledge of Allegiance all 4 nights under God. All 4 nights. There's actual videotape.
They want to get rid of under God in the Pledge of Allegiance. Do you support that?
They said the Pledge of Allegiance.
Anthony, you're not an honest man.
All 4 nights.
Your wife don't like honest men, dishonest men.
Yeah, I'm not being dishonest, though. All of that's factual. So you got to be careful when you file Trump because he's telling so many lies and he says them so many times over and over again, you can start to believe the
I can't
lies.
trust you. You turn on a friend. Even if you don't disagree, if you disagree with him, I wouldn't go out. I wouldn't go out and put.
Hey, Jess, you don't go after my family members on the presidential Twitter feed.
But I wouldn't go out and put down the man that gave me a job either.
Before I go, Jesse, do I look like Ted Cruz to you?
No, that's for sure. No.
You don't go after my family members on the presidential Twitter feed without having a fight with me.
But you turned on your boss.
I didn't turn on him. He turned on me.
A real man would not go out and turn. He would have appreciation for the job, but he wouldn't turn on.
Never go after my wife on the presidential Twitter feed, man.
Thank you so much, Anthony, for coming on.
Jesse, good to be here. I appreciate you bringing me on, though. It means a lot to me. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, buddy.
Well.
Okay. Bye. This is why I'm not for rhino Republicans. They're not honest. Rhinos are not honest. They're no different than the Democrats. That's why they so easily support the Democrats. Their hearts have not been renewed.